Hi guys, I teach psychiatric nurse practitioners how to start and run the private practices of their dreams so that they can find freedom and balance in their lives, which can't be achieved oftentimes by your typical 9-to-5 NP job. And if you guys don't know me, hi, my name is Alysha. I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner and I own a private practice where I see adults and children, and I do integrative psychiatry, and I pick my schedule and work whenever I want, and I make a great salary. And I love teaching and mentoring, so this is another part of my job. So let's get into the bulk of what this video is all about. A lot of people ask me, what does your program promise? And I know that I do a lot of educational videos, so this is going to be more like deeply into what is my program? What does it promise? What can I hope to get from it? So I'm just going to run down different things that my program can offer you. The promise that I'm giving can be categorized into 5 different areas. Number 1, professional transformation. I'm going to help you open your private practice where you can have complete autonomy in clinical decision making. You have the freedom to create exactly the job that you want. You have the ability to prescribe whatever you want and do whatever you want without insurance companies telling you what to do if you're a cash-based practice, or choose to work with insurance because that's what you want to do. You have control over your patient selection and your niche and the type of practice that you own and the type of patients that you see. You can focus on LGBTQ, children, men's health, perinatal psychiatry, integrative psychiatry, whatever you want, so that you can see the patients that make you feel fulfilled and that you really know how to treat. You have the flexibility to practice, traditional psychiatry, integrative psychiatry, really any philosophy can be the base of your practice. You can provide really good care without rushing your patient or feeling like you have to see 15, 20, 30 patients a day. You can choose between whatever pay structure you want, cash or insurance or a hybrid model, and you have the ability to spend more time with your patients versus having to see them really fast because you work for someone else. And you have whatever number that you have to get to that your bosses want. That's professional transformation. Number 2, financial evolution. You have the potential to do what I have done, work 50% less but make the same amount of money. This can transform your finances and your personal life so much. You have the opportunity to work 2 or 3 days a week while maintaining a good income. You have the ability to set and increase fees, and you can be, kind of high quality for your area by offering more and specialized services, or you can offer, traditional psychiatry and practice, general base level of really good care. So you can kind of set your rates based on what you're offering or your niche or your area, whatever. You don't have to be stuck at that certain number of hourly rate that your bosses have decided. That is probably too low for your area. Like I hear so many psychiatric nurse practitioners have happening to them, where their hourly rate is incredibly low and what they're bringing in for the practice is incredibly high. You can have multiple revenue streams that you can build in to your practice. I talk about that more in my program. There's so many that you can do. See patients, you can have course, you can have consulting, etc. You have a path to building wealth. I don't come from money. I know a lot of my mentees don't come from money, and they want to build, a legacy for their children. They want to, build wealth within their family that they never had, which is incredible. You have the capacity to do things like hit your financial goals. I purchased my home while owning my practice in Los Angeles, which is not a cheap place to be. You have the potential to earn $30,000 to $40,000 a month, up to $50,000 a month is what I've heard my mentees doing. Actually, one of them is reaching almost $60K a month revenue into their business. That's different from what they actually get paid, but you can imagine how much someone would get paid if that much revenue is coming into their business. And again, you have the freedom to work less and make more, or work less and make the same. And that is the financial evolution that can happen with building your own practice and what I have seen under my mentorship. Number 3, lifestyle transformation. You have the ability to sleep in, have slow mornings. I cook breakfast with me and my husband. You can start as late as you want, finish as late as you want, finish as early as you want. So you can have whatever lifestyle that you want. You have the freedom to travel if you want to. I see patients Mondays and Tuesdays, so I can go and travel Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday if I want to, whatever week that I want to. Or I can travel while seeing patients, unless your insurance contract says that you can't, right? You always have to adhere to those, but I own a cash-based practice, so that's a different story. You have the ability to work when you want and rest when you want, which is so important. I am a 4-time cancer survivor, so that's especially important for me to take care of my body. And it may be important for you too, or it may be important for you to be there for a family member or a child. And so working when you want and resting when you want is so, so valuable just as a human being, right? Again, you have the option to travel while you see your patients. You can create a very flexible, calm life. I know I have. You have time for self-care, which can mean traditional self-care like going to the spa, or self-care like feeling good because you're there for your children. You have a control over your schedule. Sometimes I don't start working until 11 or 1. Sometimes I see patients till 7. Sometimes I start working early and end early. So complete control over your schedule. You schedule your patients when you and your patients are available. You have the ability to provide really good care to your patients and practice how you want. I know that most psych NPs that are driven to start a private practice, they want to provide really, really excellent care to their patients. It really shouldn't be providing good care or having a good calm life. It should be both. And making a great salary, right? There's a world where all of these can be true. Number 4, business development and support. Okay, this is where we're going to get a little bit into the weeds and the features of the program. Okay, step-by-step guidance from a successful nurse practitioner, private practice owner, and input from the community of other successful NPs owning practices. So step-by-step videos on what you need to do to open and run a private practice. Complete documentation package. So I'm going to give you forms, templates, my policies, every single form that you're going to need for private practice. I have it and I can share it with you. If you decide to go with the same EHR that I have, I can even input my forms and templates straight into your EMR, which is really cool. You're going to have lifetime access to the course materials and updates. I do make videos based on people's requests, and I'm not going to charge you more for that. So once you're in, you're in. I have been recommended by several of my mentors not to provide lifetime membership because I should be charging more for lifetime membership, right? Like I'm helping people throughout the life of their business and throughout the life of the course as I have it. I have not listened to that advice because I really firmly believe in lifetime support for you guys. Like, I don't know if you're going to start your practice tomorrow or if life is going to happen and you have to do whatever in life and then you have to start your private practice in 6 months from now. Start your practice when you need, get support when you need. You might I have people running their practice. They've been with me for 2 years and they just hop into calls when they have questions. I love that. I love having that community. Bi-monthly live coaching calls. You can join coaching calls twice a month. They are not inundated with a ton of people. Everyone gets their question answered and it's really beautiful and supportive community. Private messaging with me. You can message me anytime and get your questions answered. I do answer within 1 to 2 business days, Monday through Friday. Any questions that you have via messaging, I can help you with. You have access to vetted professional referrals. So if you need a collaborator, I have built connections with collaborators that practice in every single state and are willing to take our mentees. And so that is really amazing. Lawyers, accountants, like we all have come together in my community and we all share who we've worked with and who knows how to work with nurse practitioners. And these are anyone that I'm going to recommend you to that you need help with from outside of my support. They're going to be vetted professionals. And another one, I already said it, support finding a collaborating physician. Though I am not a service that connects you or have an absolute promise to connect you no matter what, I do have vetted psychiatrists that are willing to take my mentees. So we have a really, really amazing referral network for collaborating psychiatrists. And then I think the best part, over 100 NP besties that are also starting private practices and are also supportive. It's not going to be like posting. We do have a forum where you can post anytime to the group, and it's not going to be like posting to an NP Facebook group where people are unkind or unsupportive. These are all people that are doing exactly what you are doing too and are there to support you. And last, number 5, the promise of my program, personal growth. So you're going to develop a business acumen. You're going to learn how to become a CEO. You're going to build confidence in your clinical skills. You are going to be able to experience professional independence, which is just, I think, amazing. I'm going to teach you how to establish work-life boundaries so that you can have work-life balance and this wonderful, amazing life that doesn't seem possible that I'm describing. That's all done by building some boundaries as well. You're going to grow into practice ownership. You're going to grow into being a really amazing practice owner. And just like, it's going to be what you are, it's going to be what you know how to do and who you are. You're going to become a healthcare entrepreneur. And you're going to have the opportunity to create generational wealth for you and your family. And what I think is so amazing is you're going to have the opportunity to create a lasting legacy. So how is this promise delivered? I'm going to deliver it through a proven framework as someone who has now mentored over 100 Psych NP starting private practices. You're going to have real world experiences from a psychiatric nurse practitioner with 5 years. And obviously I'm still gaining experience. So real world experience as an NP and a practice owner. You are going to have success validation through knowing that you're in a community where several people have made 6 figures in their very first year. I did as well, so it is possible. You're going to have ongoing support from a supportive community that will cheer you on, and you're going to have practical guidance that is going to save you time, energy, and money as compared to when, if you were to learn this by yourself. But the ultimate promise is the creation of a practice that aligns with your values, supports your lifestyle, and allows you to practice medicine in the way that you envision, whether that's higher income if you care about money and you're wanting to work whenever you want. Of course, caring about money and patience, those can go together. Whether you care about, building more money if you have to, purchase your house or send a kid to college, or if you care more about time, then you can have more time with your family and more time off while making a salary that meets your needs. I hope this gives you a good idea of what's possible with my program. If you have any questions, I am always available by DM, and all of the information on my program is going to be down in the description below. The first way to get started is by watching my masterclass and then applying for the program, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, see you in the next video.